Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. The 2015 Kansas Farm Bureau Commodity Conference and Ag Advisory Committee meeting was held recently in Manhattan, Kansas for local county and statewide representatives of the Kansas Farm Bureau. Farmers, ranchers, and Kansas Farm Bureau members gathered to discuss many topics impacting farmers that occur in the Senate. Stay tuned as we cover the event.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers. This segment is brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. Marketing is now a major strategy for many farmers and was discussed recently at the Kansas Farm Bureau Commodity Conference. The 2015 Commodity Conference and Ag Advisory Committee meeting was held recently in Manhattan, Kansas, for local county and statewide representatives of the Kansas Farm Bureau. One of the attendees was Tom Liffler of Liffler Commodities out of Augusta, Kansas, who spoke to producers about marketing.
Well, I'm Tom Liffler with Liffler Commodities out of Augusta, Kansas. We operate a commodity futures and option brokerage firm where we also do ag management advisory service for farmers. I'm here in Manhattan, Kansas today speaking to 100 and some people at their Commodity Classic, and we had a lot of questions about the markets, and it's going to be an interesting year, as I've been telling people for the last several months, and we saw it today, a lot of concerns about what's ahead of us price-wise in the grain markets and in the livestock markets.
Producers generally don't have a plan for marketing their product to the public, but analysts have found a marketing plan will help farmers get the prices that they want.
Most farmers or ranchers do not have a marketing plan. Something that they put on paper, something that they can look at every day, something that they actually execute. A lot of people are really bad about, well, when the price reaches a certain level, we're going to step into the market and take advantage of it. You're much better off deciding what that price level is well in advance of whenever the market gets there. So a marketing plan is very important. And it's also important to develop a marketing plan. You've got to know what you need price-wise. You've got to know where your break-even is, what kind of a profit potential you want to add into that. The other thing that people are really bad about doing is marketing on emotions. Instead of having that plan that takes the emotions out of the market, they react when they see something that gets their attention. And what happens when we react on emotions? We make rash decisions that quite often are not good decisions. Now, one thing I always enjoy asking, and I've done it today at the meeting, how many of you farmers have in your expense column a column called marketing? Hardly anybody ever does. I would say every other meeting, maybe I get one person, because they don't look at marketing as an expense. They don't give marketing the respect it should get, because marketing does cost money. Marketing isn't free. If you're doing it free of charge and you think you're doing good, fantastic. But if you're doing it free of charge and you think it could be improved, then pay somebody to help you do your marketing.
Farmers and ranchers who want to have someone help with their marketing need to commit with a marketing specialist to analyze what they need and make a tight relationship with their marketing personnel.
Well, one tip I'd give people, especially about trying to find a marketing advisor, talk to people that's used the person. Also, see whether or not you connect. It could be the best person on earth that could help you with your marketing, but if you don't connect and understand each other and can understand when someone tells you something, you're better off not using that person. Find somebody that is as close to you as your spouse is, that you understand each other and you respect. That is the person you need to pick to help you do your marketing. Now, you can do it on your own, but the problem is, as our farms get bigger, our time gets less and less, and we don't have time to spend marketing, or we don't have time watching the markets as close as someone that does it every day. That's another reason not to do it on your own. It's not to say you can't, but I think most people that are honest with themselves feel they could improve if they did. Most people also admit marketing is their least favorite thing to do. So another good reason to have someone help you.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at beyondtheelevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
This segment is brought to you by Central National Bank. Put our ag professionals to work for you.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. Before on the show, we've talked about water plans and future legislation, and today we're focusing on water-related bills coming out of the Senate currently that are being discussed at the 2015 Kansas Farm Bureau Commodity Conference and Ag Advisory.
Well, I'm Kent Askren. I'm the Public Policy Director for Kansas Farm Bureau. We're right in the early stages of the busy schedule in the Kansas legislature right now. We're off to a very busy start, particularly in water legislation. There have been 13 to 15 bills introduced already with a variety of topics, everything from augmentation to multi-year flex accounts, and water conservation areas are kind of leading the charge at the moment. Kansas Farm Bureau has been testifying on several of these bills, and much of this effort is sort of been from the efforts to establish a 50-year water vision that Governor Brownback has initiated over the last 12 to 18 months.
The Ogallala Aquifer is a shallow water table aquifer located beneath the Great Plains in the United States. One of the United States' largest aquifers, it underlies an area of approximately 174,000 miles squared in portions of 8 states, including Kansas. The Kansas Farm Bureau is focusing attention on legislation for the aquifer as well. The legislation corresponds with the governor's 50-year water plan in some aspects.
Of course, the Ogallala is of great concern to the locals and to people across the state because of the tremendous economic value that we get out of the use of the water. And so we are, for all practical purposes, mining the water out of the Ogallala, and we need to set a vision that is best for our state in the long run, while at the same time respecting the property rights that the water rights represent in utilization of that water. And then on the eastern side of the state, surface water is a very key component. It requires protection and development and vision as well. Dredging operations, stream bank stabilizations, watershed structures. That was a bill that came up this year to try and find a way for watershed districts to be able to afford to comply with Clean Water Act Section 404 permits. We were able to get some movement on a bill that would help give them some relief so that we can get these very vital structures built in our state, which we have been struggling to do in recent years. All of those things come together to help set a course for future water needs in our state, variety of topics between the Ogallala and the eastern Kansas reservoirs as well, many of which I think we will see bills introduced, if not this session, in the 2016 session to help address those issues. And as we're trying to encourage our members at Kansas Farm Bureau is to be involved in the discussion. Regional planning committees are meeting as we speak and will be for the next several months. Their goals and the input from those meetings will be put into a summary report to the Kansas Water Authority, who will then work those issues and try to promote that up through the Kansas Water Plan, which ultimately will end up with the governor and the legislature to determine how to implement and fund. So just a whole variety of water issues that are underway at this time and with no immediate end to that in sight.
From the Land of Kansas is a trademark program that helps Kansas businesses grow, produce, process, or manufacture Kansas products. Let's meet Coca Dolce Artisan Chocolates, Wichita's most exquisite chocolate store, located in Bradley Fair. Owner, operator, and master chocolatier Beth Tully creates small batches of her preservative-free confections by hand, using the finest chocolate from around the world and all natural ingredients. Coco Dolce features a variety of bittersweet, milk, and white chocolate truffles and bonbons. The store is also home to Wichita's only wine and chocolate lounge, where guests enjoy eclectic wines paired with chocolates in an intimate setting. For more information, visit them online at www.cocodolce.com.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Poe, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
When your living depends on agriculture, you can depend on KFRM 550 AM. If you're in the southwest three-fourths of Kansas or the northern half of Oklahoma, catch us at 550 AM on the radio dial. But if that isn't you, listen on your cell phone at TuneIn Radio or on your computer at KFRM.com. We promise to keep you informed, entertained, and company as you go through your day. KFRM 550 AM, the voice of the plains. We would like to join your management team.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more. Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. International trade with agriculture in other countries has been a hot topic the world over, and considering the fact that Kansas is a large production state, it affects us immensely. The 2015 Kansas Farm Bureau Commodity Conference and Ag Advisory Committee meeting was recently held in Manhattan, Kansas for local county and statewide representatives of the Kansas Farm Bureau. Farmers, ranchers, and members gathered to discuss trade concerns that impact farmers and those working in ag.
Well, I'm here in Manhattan, Kansas, to talk to the Kansas Farm Bureau Commodity Conference on several trade issues. The first trade issue that I'll be visiting about deals with the ongoing Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiations. These have been going on for about 4 years, involve the U.S. With several of our Pacific trading partners, including Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and also including countries on this side of the Pacific, Canada, Mexico, Chile, and Peru. Those talks have been engaged primarily with Japan and dealing with a lot of their agricultural tariffs. Japan has traditionally had very high tariffs. They try to limit imports, and we're working with them to try to get those lowered and improve access for U.S. agricultural products. The main products of contention have been beef and pork. Now, we do already sell beef and pork to Japan, but they do have high tariff rates, and we think we'd be much more competitive, would have greater market access if we can get those tariffs lowered.
For more than 30 years, Congress has enacted the Trade Promotion Authority law to guide both Democratic and Republican administrations in pursuing trade agreements that support U.S. jobs, eliminate barriers in foreign markets, and establish rules to stop unfair trade. Our state's Trade Promotion Authority bill will come up in the Kansas Senate and change the way trade negotiations work.
Also, an important issue and a piece of legislation we're waiting on, should come out any time, is the Trade Promotion Authority bill. What this legislation does is that when there is a trade agreement presented to Congress, Congress will change its usual procedures and will not be able to offer amendments, but will only vote the measure up or down. What this has shown in the past is that other countries are really not willing to make their best offers to conclude a trade negotiation with the United States if it means that the agreement may be changed in Congress and will have to be renegotiated. Any changes would have to go back, be the subject of further negotiation. So Congress in the past has approved Trade Promotion Authority, realized that this mechanism is important to get a good trade agreement, and it's a piece of legislation that we think will be introduced, that we're very much in favor for at Farm Bureau, and we're really working to get it passed this spring.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Pope. Here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center, utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
Tarwater Farm and Home is a nearly 40-year-old local family-owned business. Clothing for work and play, seeds and feeds, boots, toys for the kids, the tools you need for around the home and farm, and a service department to keep them in top running order. It's a big store, so when you have some time, take some time to see what they have for your farm and home. Tarwater's everyday pricing is like others' sale prices. When you need it, they've got it. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help? How can we help?
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
AGam in Kansas is brought to you in part by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. The 2015 Kansas Farm Bureau Commodity Conference and Ag Advisory Committee meeting discussed national crop insurance and Senate Bill number 178 over land taxation.
I'm Ryan Flickner, Senior Director of Public Policy here at Kansas Farm Bureau, and today we had a little over 100 of our members that were here in the building and in our complex to basically give them an update on some policy issues. And then we have 8 different standing committees that deal with anything from a feed grains advisory to a beef advisory. But during my presentation this morning, I raised 2 different issues of concern, one being a national issue on crop insurance. And then at the state level, I talked very briefly about use value. And tomorrow we have our annual day at the State House where we will have more than 200 of our members actually pounding the pavement over in the Capitol after we give them an issue briefing and they have lunch with their local senator and representative. But late last night we found out that the Senate Ways and Means Committee actually has a bill now that would do drastic changes to the use value agricultural land taxation system. It removes the cap rate, the ceiling and floor that's currently in statute and as part of the formula. It also moves from a landowner net income based approach to a pure cash rent based approach. So we're currently running some numbers to see, the percentages. We do believe that removing the statutory cap and ceiling is the cap and the floor on the other end, would be about 169% increase to our landowner, farm and ranch family members that own the land. And as you know, land values and property tax in essence is a local tax. It funds county governments, townships. It funds, local school districts all over the state. So from the statewide perspective and the legislative body here, right now there's only a 20 mil that goes back to the state.
Senate Bill number 178 is a tremendous blow to the state's producers, who are already in a system with taxation that is working.
We're price takers, we're not price givers, so whatever the market calls for the cattle or the wheat or the corn is what our members have to sell it for. They can't pass along the cost of doing business and the tax of doing business. They can't pass that along down the supply chain. So currently how it stands, it's an 8-year rolling average, and it goes back to right now 2005, 2006, some different incomes based on the landowner net income. And there's a formula. It's probably a 6 or 7 step process that's fairly complex, but I think a lot of our members are quickly understanding it. And for instance, we're rolling off some fairly low, relatively speaking, numbers. In 2005 in Greeley County, it was $3.23 landowner net income. And if we bump that up to the 2012 landowner net income, it's $85.87. So you would jump just over year, just as the formula rolls along. We roll from $159 ag assessed value tax to $218 assessed ag tax. So right now the formula is working. We have maps that show it very well. These are actually Department of Revenue maps that go county by county, year over year. And for example, some land value changes from 2012 to 2013. Thomas County is over 20%, Sherman County is over 20%. Then you go from 2013 to 2014. Thomas County, year over year, is another 32.7 increase, and Sherman County is a 28.9% increase. So if we just let the formula work, we will have, and we've already seen that, county by county, we have some that are already in excess of 20 to 25%. Add on the change from 2014 to 2015 with another relatively high or much higher ag commodity price than it was back in 2005, 6, 7, 8, and we'll see a lot of these counties have another 20 to 30% increase.
Thank you for watching this episode over the Kansas Farm Bureau Commodity Meeting. For more of Farm Factor, or if you want to view this program again, visit us on www.agaminkansas.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. So have a good day with good luck.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers. Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.